Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is March 1st, 2012. This is Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service, and my name is Matthew Weinzettel. In today's headlines, Ravi faces a bully trial. Journalists find freedom. Texas A&M and TCU spend big bucks. Rhino horn trafficking, Tarleton's financial gaps, and the latest sports and weather. Today's top story. In national news, as many of you may remember, the bully incident that occurred at Rutgers in September of 2010. For those of you who don't, here's the background. Student Darren Ravi set up a webcam which caught his roommate kissing another male. This was then leaked throughout the dorm. Ravi's roommate, Tyler Clementi, committed suicide just days later. Ravi was later charged with a hate crime, invasion of privacy, and numerous counts of accusing him of attempting to hide his tracks. Ravi, however, is not being charged in the death of Clementi. According to the Associated Press, a judge yesterday decided that jurors in Ravi's trial can't hear about an email passage in which Clementi complained that Ravi's behavior was wildly inappropriate. However, the jury will be able to hear about a part of the email where Clementi felt his privacy was being violated. Texan TV News interviewed a group of students here on campus to get their reactions to how they would feel if their roommate videotaped them without consent in the privacy of their rooms.
I feel like my privacy would be violated. Maybe if I was part of like some little psychology study, just messing around with my head.
It'd be weird. Don't do that. I don't really like being watched at all, and then to see everything I do on the internet, I'd be pretty freaked out. I'd have to agree. I would think it'd be an invasion of privacy too.
First of all, that's just wrong. Just as a roommate, you gotta have that respect towards each other. For him to even do set up something like that, if anything, set it up for yourself. Don't set it up against somebody else, especially somebody you're rooming with. That's y'all space. Then for that to come on to him to do that, that's wrong.
It's violation of privacy. And that's disrespectful against your own roommate, because you shouldn't you shouldn't be involved in their lives unless they're your friends or anything. So I just think that's just a violation of privacy, and it shouldn't be right.
New developments on the case today. According to the Associated Press, the other male in the video, only known to media as MB, could possibly testify in court as early as today. The only information known about MB is from witnesses saying he is a sketchy man around 30 years old. In international news, according to the Associated Press, 2 Spanish journalists finally escaped Syria to Lebanon as the government threats to cleanse the rebel-held neighborhood. Unfortunately, 2 French reporters are still trapped in the city of Homs after the government's rocket attack on the makeshift media center that killed 2 Western journalists and injured 2 more. One of the journalists killed was American journalist Marie Colvin. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton told members of Congress that President Bashar Assad could be considered a criminal. Since the uprising against Assad, the United Nations estimates the death toll to be more than 7,500 people. In Texas news, according to the Associated Press, Texas A&M and Mizzou will pay $12.4 million to be removed from the Big 12 Conference, where they will then be joining the Southeastern Conference in July. Texas A&M will receive unspecified benefits from the Big 12's new contract with Fox Sports and other various concessions. A&M's president R. Bowen Lofton said he appreciated the cooperation of the Big 12 with the settlement with its bottom line impact on the university at $9.3 million. TCU and West Virginia will take the spots of these 2 teams for the following year. TCU and West Virginia forked over $10 million to leave their conference and join the Big 12. TCU also faces more arrests on updates according to the internal police memo that was obtained by NBC. The memo states that 93 arrest warrants were issued for a total number of 31 people, adding another 10 people to the current total at 21. Other updates on the situation police reports show that during the original arrests, 9 weapons, almost $50,000 in cash, $29,000 of marijuana, prescription pills, cocaine, methamphetamine, and 15 vehicles worth over $250,000 were seized. It is still unclear if this will have any effect on TCU's athletic programs or its debut into the Big 12 Conference this upcoming fall. In regional news, according to the Empire Tribune, Wade Steffen of Heiko was arrested on charges of rhino horn trafficking. Steffen was a former professional steer wrestler until undergoing surgery after being bitten by a camel he was training. As one of the 7 that have been arrested, Steffen was arrested at the Long Beach airport after passing through security with his wife and mother. Among the things found in hand luggage at the airport were rhino horns, cash, bars of gold, diamonds, and Rolex watches. Authorities also said they found 2 keys for safety deposit boxes in Heiko. Over the course of this 18-month investigation, police have recovered 37 rhino horns, $1 million in cash, and another $1 million in gold. In campus news, more on Tarleton's printing fees that bring question. Even though every full-time student, whether they use the library or any computer facility or not, currently pays $108 each semester for this equipment. According to collegestate.com, Tarleton has just over 9,000 students, which would mean that from this fee alone, Tarleton brings in just under $1 million. According to Tarleton State University, they estimated $78,000 for all paper, toner, and support for this equipment. With the original library fee, that material expense is almost non-existent. Tarleton will now add an additional fee assessed at 5 to 8 cents, depending on a double-sided or single-sided page. Tarleton State claims that the previous semester there was a 2.5 million page average printed for free on campus by all students and faculty. If you take that 2.5 million pages with just a 5-cent fee, that adds an additional $125,000 to this pot of excess money into Tarleton's profit. We tried to contact Dr. Gilbert Hinga, Associate Vice President of Student Life, about where the excess amount of money coming in was going, but we were unable to reach her in time for broadcast. In sports, number 2 Tarleton State's men's basketball team had its game opener yesterday afternoon at 2:30 against number 7 Texas A&M. Tarleton's last game before this tournament was February 25th against Abilene Christian, giving them a win with a 74-62 victory. With that win, Tarleton went into this championship tournament with a 24-4 overall record. Tarleton finished their tournament opener with a 67-55 victory, closing out their season against Kingsville undefeated and ending Kingsville's season with a 12-16 overall record. Courtesy of the Lone Star Conference website, we have some after-game press footage.
I thought that they did a tremendous job of playing this game tonight. Pete does a great job. He always prepares well, and their kids to be commended on this game, and it was just a very, very tough, hard-fought ball game.
I feel like y'all had a pretty big advantage on the inside from the start of the game.
I don't know if you'd say big advantage. Number one, he's a beast for them. He, came in averaging almost I think 3 offensive rebounds a game. And me and Fabo, we're seniors. This is all we got. Nothing's guaranteed after this. So me and him had a talk. Just basically it's one game at a time for us, and that's what we're trying to do. Just whatever we do, doesn't matter if we have advantage or not, we're going to try to make an advantage as a big man.
5 assists in the game. Was it just one of those games where you saw your teammates open more than necessarily open shots?
Yes, my teammates were moving around real well, and we work on an offense and practice for creating for open people. So I drive in, kick to the open person, and once we settled down after the first half and ran a little bit off us and grinded it, the floor opened up and more players was open.
For today's weather, we're looking at an 86-degree high for the day. We will move into the 50s as we move into the night, and it's currently 69 degrees outside. My name is Matthew Weinzettel. Tune in tonight at 7 o'clock when Mike Daniels will be covering Fidel Castro's daughter, Alina Fernandez, live as she speaks to Tarleton's campus.